In this video, I'm going to be teaching you guys about proxy alarms, whether it be their placements, how to use them, what they're best for, and just overall some things to keep in mind. That's what we're doing in today's video. I'm ZaniC. I make Rainbow Six Siege tips and tricks videos, as well as I really love focusing on 2 versus 2 gameplay. So if you guys are interested in that, feel free to go ahead and subscribe. And if you guys want to, go ahead and like this video if you enjoy it, and feel free to leave a comment below this video. So first off, the thing that we're gonna need to know is what proxy alarms are best used for. And so there's one thing that I'm really going to be comparing this to, which is barbed wire, just because they're similar, but they overall are a little bit different. And so the main comparison that I would like to make is both give off, an audible sound that you can hear to be notified when someone's by it, whether it be breaking the barbed wire or just someone's passing a proxy alarm. Another thing that could be kept in mind is that barbed wire will actually slow people down, or in order to destroy barbed wire, you have to melee it twice, or you have to set an explosive in it, things like that. Whereas proxy alarms, although it can be in the air, you can melee it if you can. If not, you can also just shoot it, which is probably the easiest route that I'm pretty sure everyone goes for. And overall, what's the main takeaway for both of them? I think the main difference is that barbed wire is going to slow someone down, and proxy alarm is just going to give a better audible sound for you to know where this person's at. So keeping that in mind, to give you guys an example of when you'd use barbed wire versus proxy alarm, you'd use barbed wire if you're trying to stop a rush. I'd say proxy alarms are just if you're trying to be notified where someone's at. Alright, so next up, we're just going to be talking about placements. So the first placement that I think is really obvious, but I don't see too many people doing, is on staircases like this where there's something above it. You might as well just toss a proxy alarm right above it, because as long as they're just somewhere near this, it's going to go off. So that's a really simple thing. And from there, you can get a little bit more advanced. Like you can see, this one's just directly in the middle, so when they run up here, they're going to hear it, which means that they're going to just turn around. If you want to make it so that they're defenseless from this upper part of red, you can put it further away so that it distracts them and makes them turn, a certain way to where they can't take on a gunfight. So that's just a little bit more specific. Another thing that I do want to talk about is things like Goyo shields or just other gadgets that you can use in reaction to a proxy alarm. So right here, all I did was melee out some computers, and then I have a proxy alarm in there. This is just to make it a little bit more hidden. Of course, there is still the blue lights, but nonetheless. And so this example would be, this is what I'd consider a default plant over in CC, right next to this proxy alarm. So if someone comes back here and is trying to plant, you can just go ahead and set off this Goyo shield from even over here in the other bomb site. And this is gonna, be in reaction to the proxy alarm going off. As you can see, the fire, is able to stop the person planting in this default spot. And that's all thanks to us hearing this proxy alarm. Another thing that goes for a lot of gadgets is I don't see many people always putting the best use of the range of gadgets, to work. And so, for example, a lot of people who use proxy alarms, I've seen, whether it just be me playing or just other, tips videos, they'll all just put a proxy alarm just right up in one of these corners, just right above the windows. But you can still have the proxy alarm go off even with it in this upper left hand corner. This is on the ceiling, and as long as someone's vaulting through this window, they're going to be spotted by the proxy alarm. It's going to go off, and it still serves its purpose. And similar to what we were talking about on red stairs, this is going to make the person completely face their back towards any people who are going to try to, get in a gunfight with them. So just again, make sure to use the range of these proxy alarms. Alright guys, so the last thing I want to talk about considering placements of proxy alarms is to make sure to get unique with them. Nothing's wrong with being unique, especially considering something that's going to give you an advantage. So I'm just going to go around Villa on Trophy Statue to give you guys a couple ideas of where you can place proxy alarms that might be helpful. One could literally just be in this cabinet. This is to stop anyone who's pushing in from possibly wolf window. I know it's pretty popular, so if you're having those kind of problems, that's a proxy alarm. From there, people who are coming in, they can't tell that this cabinet is damaged, right? So if they're running past it and they're going to go sit in this corner, maybe plant or whatever it may be, you know, this proxy alarm can get them. On top of that, say you're holding Astro, you can place stuff in the floor. Castles, I think, is a great operator to have these proxy alarms. But you know, you shotgun out part of the floor, or you can fire out part of the floor, and now they got a proxy alarm, you know, that's in the floor. On top of that, similar to what we did on Wolf, you know, you can have something in the closet. And lastly, I wanted to talk about, so I use this strat a little bit when I play Castle, mainly defending master from Trophy Statue. And these things have range. Like, you can toss these far. You know, this isn't a nitro cell, this isn't anything like that. Like, you can toss these really, really far. It's pretty insane. Even if you're using these just in a pinch, you know, they can go wherever you need to. So another thing to keep in mind. So overall, make sure your placements are smart, make sure your placements are unique, and make sure to use the range, whether it be how far you can toss them or how much they can cover as proxy alarms themselves. Lastly, some overall key points I think you guys should keep in mind when using proxy alarms are these two main things. Number one, since these don't slow people down, even though you hear them at a proxy alarm, especially if it's a 3-speed, you know, they can be, you know, moved far away from that proxy alarm in the time that you react. So knowing that, go place your proxy alarms decently far away from wherever you're holding so that you have time to react to these proxy alarms going off. And lastly, similar to what I talked about with placements, make sure to place these in difficult spots that attackers will have to, you know, handle. Make it so that's not easy for these guys to just turn around and shoot it. If you can, you know, place it in the floors. Place it in those unique spots, whether it be in places that you shot out, in a cabinet, whatever it may be. You know, make sure to use it to your advantage. So I'm ZaniC, and that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy it. Feel free to leave me a comment on what you guys think about the proxy alarms. Have you been using them a lot, or you know, what's going on with it? And lastly, I'd really appreciate if you guys check out the links in the description below. There's a lot of cool things like playlists to other videos I've made considering tips and tricks, as well as just some other cool things. And yeah, that's the main thing that I want to get to you guys in this video besides the proxy alarms. So you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces.